Car dealerships have looked a little empty lately, and the pandemic has something to do with it. Our Ayana Willoughby tells us how the microchip shortage has impacted the country.
It seems like every week there's a new shortage. If you've driven past a local car dealership lately, you've noticed the nearly empty lots. That's because there's a global microchip shortage that could affect the way that you buy and sell your car.
The microchips are a fascinating add-on to automobiles, right? Now we have fuel management, we have GPS, of course, we've got a lot more work in autonomous vehicles.
A microchip is a highly developed piece of technology. It's used in smartphones, cars, and TVs. In the last decade alone, microchips have elevated the tech world by making small and large items highly sophisticated. The shortage of chips was triggered by the pandemic.
Right now is a fantastic time to buy or sell a used car. Right now, demand is very high for used cars. Inventory is somewhat limited, so what that's doing is creating a significant surge in used car values.
Since the demand for microchips is high and we have a limited supply, we've seen shortages in new cars all around the country. The manufacturers don't have the materials they need to continue to produce.
We think it should be simple to fix. It's going to take probably 2 years and billions of dollars of investment to continue upgrading these very expensive multi-million-dollar lines and some new manufacturing plants. It all takes time and a lot of money.
Manufacturers have opted to send cars without some of the advanced technology, so dealers have items to sell.
The ripple effect is we can't get supply, so the vehicles we're driving get older.
The director of sales at Century Automotive Group insists that the time to buy a car is now.
It's just, if you see a car you like, you better make a decision on it quick.
Putting the Valley first, Ayana Willoughby, WZDX News.